Jacksonville's most frequent traffic. I'm Brian Riley.
8:07 on Jacksonville's morning news. Up ahead, why federal health officials say the coming days are going to be critical as the U.S. experiences a new surge in coronavirus cases.
Garber Auto Mall. All-American, all in one place. Visit GarberAutomall.com.
Hey, it's Mark K from the Mark K Show. Season is right around the corner.
That tickled.
And Miracle Windows has the strongest windows available to protect your home, and they're made right here in the USA. Look, if you're looking to upgrade your home with beautiful windows, quality windows in the USA Windows, listen up. Be one of the 100 people to text the word Miracle to 484848 for a chance to win a $25,000 window. Again, text the word Miracle to 484848 for your chance to win. Visit miracle-windows.com for contest details.
At Harold & Harold, we are a family. It's not just the Harolds. Many of our employees are family. And most importantly, we treat our clients like family. If you've been injured, we'll make you like we would for our family. Not like you were a number or a file, but a person. So if you've been injured and need an attorney, let us fight for you as family. Harold & Harold. Call us. 251-1111. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Office in Jacksonville.
When you owe the IRS and can't pay, call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for affordable IRS tax representation. J. David Tax Law can stop any IRS collection action and protect you from financial devastation. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Uncharted territory.
Come on.
Support our communities. At Dell Technologies, we're making sure small businesses have the right tech solutions. Dell Technologies advisors are here for you from helping small businesses get connected and productive while working remotely with Windows 10 and Microsoft Teams to rapidly deploy mobile solutions that limit upfront costs with Dell Financial Services. We're standing by you every step of the way. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
David Horowitz's new book about President Trump is out. It's called Blitz. In Blitz, Horowitz warns that Antifa wants to stop Trump and crush our freedoms. It's predicted that race would be a big issue, but Trump has a secret plan for the election. Mike Huckabee says if everyone reads Blitz, Trump will win. A #1 Amazon bestseller. Get Blitz at bookstores or get the free offer from Newsmax and save $28. Just call 800-NEWSMAX. That's 800-NEWSMAX. Or go to blitz411.com. Blitz411.com.
Weather meter is brought to you by Beers Diamonds, the guaranteed lowest diamond prices in North Florida. Beers Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. The next first alert traffic is in less than 4 minutes.
It may have been a long time since you got stuck in these awful delays. I-10 into downtown and I-95 south from the crash on the Fort Bridge, 9B. There have been delays on the Matthews Bridge. We're updating all of them instantly in the WOKD app and every 6 minutes. Listen to this morning news. WOKD time 8:10.
I'm Ariel Wysocki.
And I'm Jeremy Radliff. For our top national story, federal health officials say the coming days will be critical as the U.S. experiences a new surge in coronavirus cases. Washington Insider Jamie Dupree begins our team coverage.
On the second highest day of coronavirus cases,
We're now seeing a disturbing surge in infections.
Dr. Anthony Fauci singled out 3 states he's worried about.
In Florida, in Texas, and Arizona.
Fauci telling lawmakers a series of states are going in the wrong direction.
And now we're going up. A couple of days ago, there were 30,000 new infections. That's very troublesome to me.
As he says this is still only the first wave of the coronavirus.
Meanwhile, Johns Hopkins University reports that almost 28.1 million Americans have now been tested for the disease, with over 9.2 million testing positive. WOKD State Daniels continued our team coverage.
As the number of coronavirus cases continues to go up, Fox's Jonathan Hunt says the president really does want testing to slow down.
President Trump insisted he wasn't joking when he said at the weekend he asked officials to slow down coronavirus testing.
I don't kid. Let me just tell you, let me make it clear. We have got the greatest testing program anywhere in the world. We test better than anybody in the world.
Stay up to date with the latest developments in the WOKV app. Dave Daniels, 104.5 WOKV.
WOKD News Time is 8:11.
Washington Insider Jamie Dupree adding to that. Yesterday was the first day in 3 weeks that the 7-day average of deaths has gone up. Tuesday was also the second highest day ever for virus cases.